Welcome to our Cybersecurity Awareness Training. My name is Kenzo Ho, and I'll be leading you through today's training session. Today, we'll explore the essential principles, common threats, and best practices that can help safeguard our digital lives. Throughout this presentation, you'll learn what cybersecurity means, how it affects both individuals and organizations, and how each of us plays a role in maintaining a secure digital environment. Let's begin our journey into understanding and defending against cyber risks. Here's what we will be discussing today. We'll start with the fundamentals of cybersecurity, what it means and why it's important. Then we'll explore the common threats we face. We'll then learn how to respond when cyber threats appear. After that, we'll discuss the best ways to create and manage passwords, as well as authentication. Next, we will consider best practices for staying safe online and close our time together with strategies for data protection. In Chapter 1, we cover the fundamentals of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is all about employing a set of practices and technologies to protect our networks, devices, and data from unauthorized access. As digital interactions become more integral to our lives, understanding these principles is crucial, not only for protecting sensitive personal and organizational information, but also for ensuring that everyone contributes to a secure digital culture. We will discuss key topics such as the definition and rising relevance of cybersecurity, why it is considered a shared responsibility, and the impact that cyber threats can have if left unaddressed. So, what exactly is cybersecurity? At its core, it's about protecting our networks, devices, and data from unauthorized access and malicious attacks. As we become more reliant on technology, the importance of cybersecurity continues to grow. Cybersecurity is not just the responsibility of the IT department. It's a shared responsibility that requires everyone to be vigilant and proactive. The impact of cyber threats can be significant, ranging from data breaches and financial losses to reputational damage. To effectively defend against cyber threats, there are several key principles we need to follow. First is the use of a strong password, as well as multi-factor authentication, MFA. Next is keeping our software up to date with the latest security patches. These updates often address known vulnerabilities that cybercriminals could exploit. Finally, cybersecurity training is crucial. Regular training sessions and resources are essential to keep everyone informed about the latest threats and best practices. How does cybersecurity actually protect our data? It involves a combination of different security measures. Firewalls act as a barrier between our networks and the outside world, blocking unauthorized access and malicious traffic. Access controls ensure that only authorized users can access sensitive information. And incident response plans help us quickly identify and contain security breaches if they do occur. This chart illustrates the percentage of people who consider certain cybersecurity practices as very important. As you can see, understanding cybersecurity concepts is considered extremely important, with about 22% of people agreeing with it, closely followed by 21.25% who says that identifying cyber threats is important. Also, the importance of recognizing phishing attempts and maintaining password security are also significant. Moving to Chapter 2, we focus on identifying the most common cyber threats. Cyber adversaries employ various tactics, from malware, including viruses, worms, and ransomware, to phishing and spyware, each targeting different vulnerabilities. Understanding these threats is essential because they can lead to severe consequences, such as financial loss, data breaches, and operational disruptions. We'll also examine how human behavior often plays a role in these incidents and why fostering a security-conscious culture is key to early detection and prevention. One of the most common cyber threats is malware, which encompasses a wide range of malicious software. Viruses, worms, and ransomware are all types of malware that can infect our systems and cause serious damage. Ransomware in particular has become a major threat in recent years, as it can encrypt our data and hold it hostage until a ransom is paid. Besides malware, there are many other types of cyber threats that we need to be aware of. Phishing attacks attempt to trick us into giving up sensitive information, while spyware can secretly monitor our online activities. APTs are sophisticated, targeted attacks that can be difficult to detect. The consequences of these attacks can be significant, ranging from financial losses to reputational damage. Human behavior plays a critical role in cybersecurity, as our actions can often create vulnerabilities that cybercriminals can exploit. Building a security-conscious culture is essential for protecting ourselves and our organizations from these threats. Let's take a closer look at some of the specific types of cyber threats we need to be aware of. Malware comes in many forms, including viruses, trojans, and ransomware. Phishing attacks use deceptive emails, websites, or text messages to trick us into giving up sensitive information. Staying informed about the latest cyber threats is critical, as new threats emerge all the time. We need to continuously update our security protocols and educate ourselves and employees to stay ahead of the curve. This graph illustrates the percentage of incidents caused by different cyber threats. As you can see, human error vulnerabilities are the highest cause for security breach, closely followed by phishing attacks. These statistics emphasize the importance of maintaining the necessary precautions against the different kind of cyber threats. Chapter 3 addresses the importance of responding effectively to cyber threats. Recognizing the signs of a phishing attack or suspicious activity is the first step in an effective response. It is critical to verify the authenticity of any unexpected communications before taking action. In this section, we outline a systematic approach. Begin by assessing the situation. Then immediately report the incident using your organization's established protocols, and document all relevant details to facilitate a thorough investigation. A swift, coordinated response not only minimizes damage, but also strengthens our overall security posture. Phishing attacks are a major concern, so let's focus on how to recognize and respond to them. Pay attention to the characteristics of the email. Does it have grammatical errors? Is the sender's address suspicious? Does it ask for sensitive information? Always verify unexpected communications through official channels. Be familiar with your organization's reporting procedures for phishing attempts. Remember, phishing tactics are constantly evolving, so it's important to stay informed and share knowledge with others. If you receive a suspicious email, here are some steps you should take. First, evaluate the content and sender of the email to determine if further action is necessary. Report suspicious emails to your IT team promptly so they can investigate and take appropriate action. Do not engage with suspicious content. Avoid clicking links or downloading attachments from unknown or unverified sources. Document any suspicious activity so you can provide details to your IT team. Why is it so important to report suspicious activities? First, it facilitates quick response actions. Reporting also strengthens our security culture, as it encourages everyone to be vigilant and proactive. Sharing information about threats between employees fosters a collaborative threat intelligence environment. And understanding your responsibility to report threats ensures compliance with legal and regulatory standards. This chart illustrates a typical strategy to combat cyber threats. The most important thing is identifying phishing emails and reporting all suspicious activity. Verify the senders. Implementing a proper security protocol should also be done. Chapter 4 is all about password and authentication best practices. Your passwords are the keys to your digital world, and they must be both unique and complex. This slide emphasizes creating strong passwords using a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters. We also discuss the importance of multi-factor authentication, MFA, which adds an extra verification step, making unauthorized access much harder. By employing password management tools and regularly updating your credentials, you greatly reduce the risk of security breaches. One of the most important things we can do to protect ourselves online is to create strong, unique passwords for each of our accounts. Why are strong passwords so important? Because they make it much more difficult for cybercriminals to guess our passwords and access our accounts. Use a combination of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols, and don't use personal information or easily guessable words. Using a password manager can make it easier to generate and store strong passwords securely. To make password management easier, consider adopting a password manager. Password managers can securely store your credentials and automatically fill in login details, making it easier to use strong, unique passwords across all your accounts. It is helpful to update your passwords regularly. Encouraging regular password updates can help counteract potential breaches, especially when users are informed about recent data leaks. Also, organizations should implement training sessions to educate employees on best password practices and the importance of maintaining password confidentiality. Adhering to password complexity guidelines helps users create passwords that are not easily guessable. Also, it's important to understand behavior towards password management can inform better security practices and improve overall organizational cybersecurity posture. This chart displays password security impact based on percentage. The chart shows how important is the use of unique passwords, complexity of the passwords, and use of MFA. These are the important aspects that we should not be neglected. In Chapter 5, we focus on safe online behavior. Every day, our interactions on the internet, from browsing to checking emails, can expose us to risks if we're not careful. Always look for secure connections, indicated by HTTPS and padlock icons, and be extremely cautious with unsolicited emails or unfamiliar links. When connecting via public Wi-Fi, consider using a virtual private network (VPN) to protect your data. Practicing these habits helps maintain a clean digital footprint and shields you from a wide range of cyber threats. One of the most important things we can do to stay safe online is to understand our digital footprint. Recognize how your online actions contribute to a digital footprint and be mindful of the information you share online. Make sure to use secure connections when browsing the internet. Look for HTTPS in the URL and a padlock icon in the browser's address bar. When using public Wi-Fi, take precautions to protect your data. Use a VPN to encrypt your traffic and avoid accessing sensitive information on public networks. Email is a major vector for cyber attacks, so it's important to adopt secure email practices. Phishing email awareness can save you from falling to phishing attacks. Spam filters optimization. Utilizing spam filters effectively reduces exposure to malicious emails that can threaten your security. One of the most efficient ways to maintain your privacy online is to use VPNs. VPN protect data from potential interception, and you also need to know how the services work. You also need to choose only the trusted VPN services as well as familiarizing yourself with encryption standards. This is a chart displaying a safe online assessment percentage. As you can see, encrypted connection is one of the most important thing, and we need to make sure that all connections are encrypted for safety measures. The final content chapter, Chapter 6, dives into data protection strategies. Protecting data involves more than just keeping hackers out. It's about preparing for the worst-case scenario. This includes the use of robust encryption methods to secure information during storage and transmission, enforcing strict access controls, and ensuring regular backups are in place. Routine audits and compliance checks can help spot vulnerabilities early. In addition, establishing comprehensive privacy policies and training staff on data protection best practices builds a resilient framework that is fundamental to safeguarding both personal and business critical data. One of the most important things we can do to protect our data is to encrypt it. Encryption scrambles our data so that it cannot be read by unauthorized users. Implementing robust encryption techniques. Also, implementing strict access control measures limits data access to authorized personnel only. Data loss can be a major disaster for individuals and organizations, so it's important to have a solid backup strategy in place. Automating software update processes also helps us for maintaining security. It's also a good thing to testing backup integrity regularly to make sure that your data is secured and restored effectively. In addition to protecting our data from cyber threats, it's also important to protect the privacy of our data. Developing comprehensive privacy policies is crucial, and it helps us on creating detailed privacy. Regularly conducting assessments to identify any potential risks. Training employees to promote best practices in handling sensitive information securely. This chart shows the data protection effectiveness percentage based on different aspects. As you can see, strong encryption practices is the most effective way to protect data. We also need to make sure that we are doing regular data backups, access control compliance, software updates, and data privacy awareness. Thank you for your time and attention today. I hope you found this cybersecurity awareness training informative and helpful. Remember, cybersecurity is a shared responsibility, and we all have a role to play in protecting ourselves and our organization from cyber threats.